Here, you're ready for your dose of reality. Everyone, this is Quackers McMahon here, and we're getting ready for day one.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Man. This came from our good friend Jordan Drake. He wanted us to do it a little bit different today, so we obliged him here because WWE did something a little bit different with, McMahon's already screwing us up. Can you fix us here? Vince, will you stop messing with our feed here?
I'll tell you.
Anyway, so here we are, going over what WWE decided to do different, and that is day one. Instead of having tables, ladders, and chairs, we get day one.
And let's bring on our illustrious panel here. First, we have Mr. Ed Lindsay. Welcome, Ed. And we have Mr. Brandon Seeger. He missed us earlier, but he's here today.
That's right. Family obligations came first. Brandon Seeger was unavailable to do the preview, and we understand family's important.
That it is. So how was your New Year, gentlemen?
Mine was great. Pulled in the new year. Pulled in the new year with a bang, I'll say.
There you go.
All right.
Alrighty, so before we get started with day one-ish, which, look at that. Well, he's looking at that comment there. The Professor Randy Hogan came into this event 36-11. Mr. Lindsay, 37-16.
Facts.
Mr. Lindsay, 37. Oh, he got his shirt, too. Oh, yeah. I was at 38.5-16. Dr. Quack, 28-23. And Brandon Seeger was 19.5-14. He's not going to go up or go down on this one, but we still would like to hear what he has to say.
All right. Let's go with opening match here.
You got the order there.
I think I do. Let's see if I'm right. I think pre-show was
Sheamus and Ridge Holland against Cesaro and
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Yeah, that match there. Ed, you want to get some thoughts on that one?
One of the world's greatest botches, which made this from a tag match to a handicap match. And for some odd reason, in a 2-on-1 handicap match with two legitimate superstars, Sheamus can get a clean win with a bro click. Don't know how it happens, but it happened. Congratulations, Sheamus.
Well, I'm going to say it from this standpoint here. It was nice to see that they had to call it on the fly, which is something the E doesn't really allow anymore. So basically all they did was took out the Ridge Holland offense, and Sheamus did it all by himself. But at the same standpoint, they still had to call it on the fly, and the match was still passable. I did give it 2.25 stars. You're right. It was sloppy as could be, but it was nice to see some on-the-fly calling of a match.
It's all right. We'll skip Brandon here, but we're going to let him talk now.
No. I just
I was gonna say, I agree with the it's a rarity to see stuff like that. I feel like I feel like the old school wrestlers were better at calling matches while they happen. That's why it looked a lot better back then. They just don't have the practice that they do, or that they did back then, I guess, with it maybe. I think a lot of it has to do with, yes, they're together and they put these guys together, but it's not the traveling like they used to back in the day, where you're spending hours and hours and hours in a tiny space in a car in a little motel with like 15 other guys, or mixed company, whatever the case may be. But
I was gonna say there is still some of that. Just there's more flights. The problem is the road agents, because TV says, all right, you got 7 minutes and 41 seconds instead of, all right, give us 8 to 10.
Right. So I think, given the circumstances, I think it was a better match. If things hadn't unfolded like that, it might have been a better match. But because they unfolded like that, you got to do what you got to do. And again, this is why I say WWE superstars are pound for pound some of the hardest working people on the planet. Who works harder than them with broken limbs and crap like that?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy how that works. But, I mean, to be able to figure it out on the fly, which is not a normal technique, that's where you got to give the major credit to. I mean, Sheamus was able to do what he needed to do and made it look good. You had him and Cesaro, who have both been, working like that in the past, so they definitely understand. Ricochet, of course, gets beat up and thrown on the outside. Nobody cares. But it worked.
It is what it is. Now we can get it in the right order. I apologize for bypassing you, Mr. Seeger.
I like to mix up a little bit. We need a little bit more of Quack McMahon over there. Like I don't know what it is. I love when you do that.
He's kind of hidden over there.
Don't worry, I got Little McMahon here too. I love me some me.
I love me some me. Oh, that just sounds like something he would definitely say. I love me some me.
All right, you finished my McMahon. I'm ready to go.
But yeah. All right, so we're going to start off with the main show here, which was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Usos defending against the New Day.
Yeah, Mr. Seeger, you want to go ahead with that one?
I definitely I enjoyed the match. I didn't think that, again, I'm on the island. I acknowledge my tribal chief, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Some shiesty stuff went down, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, I didn't think that they were going to give it to New Day. It would have been a nice thought. I do believe that when New Day's finally done, they will achieve being held more tag team titles than even the Dudleys, which we saw a little bit of that, I believe, twice in the evening, if you count another match that I'm sure we'll talk about here afterwards. But I enjoyed the match. I'm glad that it went down the way it did because, again, I'm an island brother, so I'm on the island on that one.
All righty.
The Lost Anawahi over here.
So what did you rate the match?
The match, I wouldn't say it was like the best match of the evening, but it wasn't the worst. I'd probably give it a 3 on my standards.
All righty. So before we go into this, myself and Dr. Quack chose the Usos. Everyone else chose the New Day. And I'm going to take a lot of heat from this guy right here. I loved this match 100%. This match reminded me of 1998 All Japan. For those of you who are not familiar with the All Japan Puroresu style of wrestling, they would throw a lot of finishers in there or signature moves. I wouldn't say finishers. They were signature moves because in Japan, forearm shots, knee strikes are considered finishers. So they threw a lot of moves. None of them were their finishing moves for the most part. Most of them were just signature moves. And this match, the crowd was on the roller coaster the whole time. The crowd loved it. The crowd was popping for the false finishes and the long 2 count. I was right along with it. This crowd was super hot. I gave it 3 3/4 stars.
Oh, Jesus. I was just the opposite. I hated this damn match. I felt like I was watching the Young Bucks all day. I need 50 more super kicks in this match. Good God. Can we take it home? Did I need it the last 30 minutes to make it feel like I was watching 1989 wrestling for an opener? Good God. Thank you. The Usos won, but good God, it could have ended like 15 minutes ago. I mean, damn. But it was all right, man. I give it about 2.25 because it was a good setup for an opener, but just way too long. Ed. Oh,
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
that's some good shit, Rambo.
I'm sorry. I say Mike Murder versus Roman Reigns. Speaking of that, I believe that the Roman Reigns whole announcement changed the outcome of this match. So we made the New Day look great in the match, but we had to find a way to make it where the New Day would lose. So we took the advantage of going at that injured leg of Coffee. Since Roman was down, the Usos couldn't lose their titles because that just wouldn't be best for business. And even though the match was decent, I didn't want to see the Usos win because as much as I like Jimmy and Jay, they are protected because of the protection of Roman. So I gave it a 3.
Alrighty.
Even though I was disappointed.
All right. Next up, Drew McIntyre against Madcap Moss. And I get this one. Since we're going to be, Ed was the only one that chose Madcap Moss. Everyone else took Drew McIntyre. This match was better than it should have been. Madcap Moss, they actually let work a little bit. Randy Hogan alluded to it in the preview that Drew's going to be one of the next in line to get back into the main event picture. So I think this was more of a match to see could Drew work with somebody who's not the best of talent but has potential. And I think Drew did a passable job of this. Madcap did fairly well. He little sloppy, a little moving around, but he hasn't worked a whole lot. Even when he was Riddick Moss, he didn't work a lot. I was okay with this match. I went 2.25 stars. 2.5 stars. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I went about the same. Little Vito out there didn't look bad. I mean, I love him how he just comes out there like a miniature version of Big Vito, but
he wasn't wearing a dress.
He wasn't wearing a dress. That was the big difference. But the match looked good. Yeah, Drew, his learning was actually showing that he can carry anybody, and that was a good test of that.
All righty. Mr. Lindsay.
Yeah. I picked Madcap Moss. I didn't care. I was going against the system with every pick I did. So at the end of the day, Madcap did one thing that I did like. He did catch a flying crossbody Drew McIntyre, which made no sense because that's not something that Drew does. So let's just do random moves that make no sense and hope the crowd thinks it's a good thing.
All right.
I'm sorry, Rambo's comments keep popping up.
They just come out there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Brandon, your turn.
I gave the match a 1 and a 3.
Oh, 1 and 3.
I gave the match. I don't know because I went and played Minecraft during that match. I'm not even playing.
Okay.
Like I love Drew, and I love the fact that we do get to see a fresh face because there's no other choice because they've gotten rid of everybody. But I agree with Mr. Lindsay that when he caught him and then put him in the corner or whatever, I thought that was kind of cool to do. They definitely let him show some strength. Like he's now faced a former world champion. So is he on that status to where he can face other champions as well? And then I agree as well about the Drew McIntyre thing. They wanted to see if he has the true champion all the way around. Not only can you hold the belt, but can you be a former champion and help bring somebody up forward? Can you make it a good show like that too? So, but again, I'm serious. I literally went and played Minecraft. I had my phone on the cock, and I had my Minecraft above it, and I played Minecraft. The only thing I caught was him catching Drew McIntyre, and I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool."
Alrighty. So next up was the Raw Tag Team titles. RK Bro defending against the Street Profits, and you get to start this.
That's right, bro. Yeah, like who did not know that RKO would win this match? Who called the Street Profits? Anybody?
Not a one.
Not a one. And that's not shocking because, it's the Street Profits. They're a good team, but are they going to be tag team champions? No, they don't really want them there. I mean, they just haven't gotten the push behind them. RK Bro's on fire, which I'm going to get into my prediction on the Royal Rumble later on. But, yeah, RK Bro did a great job carrying that match, thank God. Ed!
Well, how can I say this? Bro. But besides the fact that of course RK Bro had to win this match, they're super over with the fans, so you can't actually have them lose. But what I see is in the match we're showing Montez Ford as a potential singles superstar. Shut up, Rambo.
He only does it when you start talking.
Blame him. He's the one showing it.
But Montez Ford, like they're showing him like a mix between like Eddie Guerrero and it's like a mix between Eddie Guerrero and like Shawn Michaels, because he has strength, because they showed him doing things that normally you never seen Montez doing, like reversing a suplex, asked him to go like when he walked Orton into the corner. I said, wait a minute, Montez ain't that strong, but they gave Montez a good showing to where at the end RK Bro still came out on top. And I actually liked the match.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Seeger, what do you got to say?
I knew it. I would have loved to pick the Street Profits. When Street Profits hit NXT, honestly, I didn't like them. I was like, Street Profits? What is this crap? Like, we already have a New Day. We don't need another. And then they kind of grew a little bit, and then they came over to the big time. Seeing the Black Eddie Guerrero fly like nobody's ever flown, high top. Like, that dude probably gets 15 feet clean off that mat. Like, that's 20 feet. Boom, dropping down to it. Like, that dude gets some hype. I love watching him work. But at the end of the day, they're just not going to take him away from RK Bro right now. I think Randy has it in his contract. I think he's pretty smart. But I think I think I actually messaged Mr. Lindsay right before while the match was happening. I was like, the Street Profits are gonna go heel and they're gonna use the Amigos to do it, which never happened. But I don't know, that'd be kind of a cool little turn for them. I could definitely see it with the brute strength that he has and the brute strength that Anthony Dawkins already has. So I enjoyed the match, and then again, that was the second time that we got to see what they call it, it wasn't the 3D, it was the 3RK. I don't know what it was. They called it something dedicated. But by the end of the night, everybody was like, "We want tables." If you guys remember or heard that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
while you're doing that, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Oh, you want to let us?
And we're back.
All right, director, you could have waited till I was done before you filmed the commercials. You know, you have control over that stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead here. As I was about to say, Mr. Bianca Belair and his best friend, I really feel like I actually have it written here. Street Profits heel turn, because Montez is coming out with the beard now. He was a little arrogant, like doing the front flip over the top rope into the ring a little bit. I'm thinking that there might be a heel turn for the Street Profits here. Somewhere right after WrestleMania or right after Royal Rumble, there might be a heel turn for the Street Profits, and that's maybe where they split and see if they can break off and do their own comment or do their own matches. But when you watch the crowd of this match, for you guys saying is over as RK Bro was, the crowd sat on their hands this whole match. They did not care about this match at all, and I didn't care either. 2.25 stars.
Basically. All right, next match we have, next match we have the Miz
and Edge.
You go right ahead. I'm sorry. You're reading them today.
No, it's okay. And we have everybody taking the Miz, but Brick Johnson. Brick Johnson took Edge.
He did.
And who we start with? Mr. Lindsay.
Mr. Lindsay.
How can I say this? I like Edge's entrance. That is all.
Well conceived. Excellent comment.
All right, Mr. Seeger.
I just want to add one thing and one thing only. I like the fact that the Amazon was there. That's all.
Oh, yes. Beth Phoenix came out there.
Yeah, she was definitely like, did you see the look on her face? Like you saw the flame, like, I will tear you down, bitch. Oh, excuse me. My bad. I got a little excited there.
It's okay.
I know, is this like serious radio? Can we cuss here? I'm not for sure.
Yeah, we can cuss.
Oh. Versus Edge hair versus. Oh man. Yes. Make that happen. McMahon, I'll sign the contract. You know what? I'll do it for barely nothing. Couple of 6-packs. I'm a Mexican.
Actually, to walk in the door for a Snapple match is $350 right now, so it'd be $350 to walk in the door.
There you go.
All right, so the crowd really tried to get into this match. I still don't see the benefit of putting Edge over the top of the Miz on this one. I know the whole thing was they wanted to the family group thing going on. But as I mentioned with Mr. Lindsay, it actually would make more sense for Edge for the Miz to feud with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch and Maurice, because okay, you feuded with two Hall of Famers. Miz is going to make the Hall of Fame, but fighting two people who hold titles or possibly can hold titles, I think that one would have made a whole lot more sense. And if they were going to have Beth Phoenix come out and run everybody off, they should have had the Miz win to bring Beth Phoenix out there to be upset versus her just walking out there and running Maurice off. So, while I gave this match 3 stars, this match really was booked improperly as far as I'm concerned, but the match was at least technically good, and the crowd at least wanted to see something happen.
This gets my 2-finger salute because this match was bullshit. This match here, Miz should have won this match, and it's exactly like he said, because The Miz is going to be going further in this company and still wrestling for many years, while Edge is going to be wrestling maybe a year or two and eventually go back and retire in part-timer. It's like, come on, man. You could have set this up for Miz 1, had your mixed tag at the Rumble, both guys been the Rumble, or you could have set it up where The Miz is going to eliminate Edge from the Rumble. I mean, there was many ways to set this up, but instead they said, here, let's give Edge his crowning achievement. And here, let's have him beat The Miz, the 2-time Grand Slam champion. God, it pissed me off.
With that being said, let's move on to the Raw Women's Championship match. Liv Morgan against Becky Lynch.
No, that really should have gotten my 2-finger salute. But go ahead, Brandon. I'm not going to go on this one.
I don't remember this match, and I have no idea why, because I definitely wanted to see Liv Morgan take the title. So I'm actually in the dark here. So whoever, the next person, Mr. Lindsay, what did you think of the match?
We could throw it back, but Becky Lynch won. You and Mr. Lindsay chose Liv Morgan.
We did.
I'm a huge Becky Lynch fan. Becky Lynch did the best she could with what she has. As Randy Hogan said, Liv Morgan is awful. She is not very good in the ring. She is not very good on the microphone. The crowd was supposed to be the come from behind underdog story, and the crowd didn't care. The crowd actually turned on this match a little bit. Liv missed several spots where she was in the wrong place. They screwed up the finish by Liv pushing off from the ropes so Becky couldn't reach the ropes to cover for the screw job finish that they were trying to set up. I gave it 2 stars because Becky did a damn good job at least making the crowd not totally turn on this match.
Yeah, I was highly disappointed. Liv Morgan, I thought maybe was going to get an opportunity to get a push here. I mean, she usually does decent matches. I felt like maybe this was a championship match.
As I wrote down here in my notes, and you can finish up, when the crowd is chanting, go, Becky, go, and Liv Morgan's supposed to be the face, that tells you all you need to know.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. It was horrible, man. It was just like, man, I thought maybe she got the main event jitters, maybe because she got the title match. Maybe she had some botches, but she did. It was horrible. I felt bad for her, man. Hopefully she'll be able to turn it around, but I don't know. Ed.
Okay. I love how everybody is destroying Liv in this match. But how in the blue hell can you have your arm stump in the steel stairs, get put in the rings of Saturn, and miraculously power out of everything? Fuck Becky Lynch. She's becoming Charlotte Flair.
Ow.
I'm not going to disagree with what he said there.
You did say that during the watching screening
I did.
at the office.
I sure did. I said the same thing.
I will say though, like with Charlotte Flair, that is creative, and the road agents doing that. The difference is at least Becky Lynch isn't arrogant in real life.
All right. Well, we got all that out of the way.
So the main event, Brock Lesnar getting into the match that had Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Big E. Now, as much as I tried to appeal to the senses here because the match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar didn't happen, and I was the only one to say no winner, but I got overruled, and I'm not getting a point for it.
You did.
This match was really underwhelming. Is that reasons? Oh, you're just pointing at Brock?
I'm just pointing at Brock.
Okay, this match was really underwhelming and really poorly booked. I understand it was the last minute. I also agree with about 3/4 of the internet of the shenanigans of Roman Reigns didn't want to lose the title quite yet, so he got pandemic.
That's exactly what fucking happened, and you know it. Don't anybody in here deny that shit. This is what happened, all right? I'm sorry to interrupt. I just have emotion about this shit right now. Brock Lesnar was promised a title, and he was promised Roman's title. At the very end of it, they decided, no, we're not going to do that. And Brock, being the smart businessman that he is, said, well, in my contract, it says I'm getting a title. So if I'm not getting that title, I'm getting the WWE title. And they said, okay. And that's how that happened. But, sorry.
I think if Brock Lesnar was supposed to win the title, if that was contractually obligated, they should have renegotiated. They could have made so much more money if they would have had the Usos interfere and take Brock Lesnar out of the match, go with the original ending was supposed to be Big E retain, and put Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in the cage at Royal Rumble. They would have made so much more money. But they hotshot booked it, they jumped the shark, and they threw the money away. This match was only 2.25 stars. It was too rushed. It was obviously too scripted. They panicked and pulled the chicken switch, and they wrote this match down on a piece of paper and made everybody memorize it.
And because this is the last match, I get a bonus point here because I predicted no 24/7 title change. Yeah. But anyways, I was happy as hell to see Brock Lesnar win that title. Yes, he should have taken it off Roman, but that match was great. I love how Big E got Lashley up, hit him up with the finisher, and then tried to get Lesnar, and Lesnar countered it. I think he is the real champion. Granted, you could say that Brock Lesnar is a part-timer, but he's a draw. He's the man that when you see Brock Lesnar versus X, you go, I got to watch this fight. I know it's going to be short. It's going to be 10 minutes, but I got to watch this fight. I'll smoke a cigarette while doing it. Overall, I gave this finish 3 stars. I gave this match total about 2, so we'll go 2.5.
All right.
Ed?
Well, this match gets my crock of bullshit award. We're going to start off with the fact that
I'm trying to hand you the air freshener through the screen here.
we're going to start off the fact that Roman took a home COVID test, ran water over it, and got a positive result because that's the new trend.
Oh, no.
He's true.
Then they said, "Oh, we're going to add Brock Lesnar to a match that already got enough people in it anyway." And then we're going to make Brock Lesnar superhuman, because he's getting speared through a barricade, dropped through a table, was put in a hurt lock, and for some odd reason, after being put in a hurt lock, as long as he was put in a hurt lock, can wiggle out of the big ending to deliver an F5. Utter bullshit, but we got to put a title on Brock Lesnar to make him happy.
This
So
is
I
the
give it
same
a-
guy who conquered the streak.
You talking about the streak that when the 3 count came down, he was like, "Oh my god, they did that." Yeah.
Oh, God, Brandon, take us home.
All right. So I'm going to go against the grain here and say that on day 1, the first day of the year, we saw match of the year. So I'm just going to say that right off the bat. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I agree, though. I agree with
The
they
air.
could have had a bigger payoff.
He's snorting.
I believe they could have had a bigger payoff with Big E, Brock Lesnar down the road, but I believe it should have been different. I believe that it should have been Big E getting the pin on Brock Lesnar in the 5-way, saying, "This is the champion that we have. He is the reason why he's the champion." But they didn't do that. Again, because Brock is a smart businessman, and when Roman poured the water over the COVID test, he's like, "I got a backup plan. You're not going to give me that title, that's fine. But you're going to give me this title." And that's what they did. And hold on. One more thing to take it home completely. We saw something that we've never seen out of Brock Lesnar. I don't know if anybody else has saw it, but you see him smiling. You see him taking poses with the fans. I thought that was great. That actually made me think that he wasn't going to be a part-time champion. We'll later on find out, but I'm sure he will be. But
he actually, before this match, was working house shows.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's having fun since 2016 to now. Big difference in Lesnar.
Oh, yeah. Watching him laugh with Sami Zayn was hilarious.
Go ahead, Ed. I see this going.
Match of the year. What match was you watching?
Match of the year. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm saying match of the year.
Man, Minecraft must have been going on real well. Because that would
I
have
got a
never
lot
been
of
match
stuff
of the year. I mean,
All right.
I mean, maybe it's leading up to something even bigger because you know, that is the second member of the New Day that Brock Lesnar has taken the title from.
He was punching.
Maybe Woods to be the one that takes the title from Brock and changes everything around.
Maybe.
Good point, Rambo.
All right.
So that's the end of day one there.
All right. Go ahead.
That's the end of day one there. So, yeah, we've reviewed that. But now I got one more question for the whole panel here. Royal Rumble time is coming. Who's your pick to win the Rumble in the men's?
I knew that was coming.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I don't know if I can. To win the Royal Rumble. Come back to me. I have to think about this one. I really do.
I've actually got one, and I changed it about 10 minutes ago. Big E.
Big E. Okay.
That gives Big E his in to get the title back from Brock.
I'm going to go with the pick here because where's the show at? St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to go with Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble. Ed.
Well, at first I was going to say it was going to be this guy.
Seth.
But I got a feeling because the WWE is full of everything right now. I can see
he's going to win it from the number one position. That's Benoit.
That's some good shit.
But I can see coming in at the 28th, at number 28. You hear the mariachi band, and John Cena wins the Rumble.
Going to lose the title and come back and win the Rumble.
They're going to have John Cena win the Rumble, and he takes on Brock Lesnar for the title at WrestleMania.
And loses.
Hey, Brandon, you got to find out there?
So I don't know why I'm going to go this way, and this has no reflection in any other way for any other prediction that I may or may not have on any other said or said not show, but I'm going to go with Madcap Moss.
Man, you're telling jokes just like Madcap.
All righty, so the final recap here, Randy Hogan went.
Did he just say Madcap Moss?
That's why I'm moving on. Randy Hogan went 3-3. Mr. Lindsay 1-5. I went 4-2. He got the extra point for no 24/7, so he went 4-3. And Brick Johnson went 4-2.
All around a pretty good panel there. We picked some good stuff there. But that's it for the day one show. I'm Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, saying, gentlemen, thank you as always for joining us. And we'll see you for the preview of WrestleMania,
Yeah.
or of Royal Rumble.
And we're gonna play some money on that Moss pick. I swear I'm there.
That Cat Moss.